Derek Moneyberg here. We're closing down applications and enrollment for my stock market mentoring program. This program is definitely not for everyone. What I've created is an in-depth masterclass on everything you need to know to build real wealth in the stock market. Inside the course, I'm going to be covering stock picking, research fundamentals, futures, options, charts, leverage, foreign exchange, commodities, crypto and other alternative currencies, day trading, and more. This is not a course for dabblers. Many have compared my courses to their MBA level graduate coursework. And if you are currently willing and able to dedicate 10 plus hours of your time and focus every week to something that intense, I urge you, do not apply. This course is going to be dense and comprehensive. It will arm you with an arsenal of investment tools from basic concepts to high-level advanced strategies that I've developed while collaborating with some of the smartest financial minds in the world. For those who are accepted into the program and dedicate themselves to learning and internalizing the content, they'll graduate with a much more comprehensive understanding of how to navigate and win in any market or economic climate. So if you think you have what it takes and you want to join us on this 8-week journey, click that link, apply, and if you are well qualified, a member of my team will reach out for your interview. Do not procrastinate. Apply now because enrollment closes soon. What do you make? Yes, why does anybody give a shit about your product?
Well, I think some people are passionate and they like the look of what it represents. And I think by aligning my product with what it is, then it becomes, so it's something that's wearable, but so there's something in nature and I've just made it wearable.
I don't know specifically what you're doing, but some questions that I would have is, anything that I create, there's a specific somebody in mind. And it starts off with, it's what I said to you folks earlier, is like, what are the skills or abilities, what can I do to help somebody that nobody else could do it as good as I can? And if it's not clear what you're doing for somebody, it's not clear, like, who is that person, who's the right person, who am I, what kind of person am I? What kind of life do I want to live? Who are the right companions for that life? If you don't have that ironed out, and I'm not saying that you don't, I'm just walking you through my thought process about this. And they might have very different opinions. So I'm thinking about that very deeply and holistically, okay? You can't polish a turd. It's like a turd just don't hold a shine. You can rub your hand on it and maybe get some bacterial infection and smell funny and look stupid, but it's got you can't sell a turd for long, It's got to be something that's, and I get it, it's jewelry, so it's going to be a high margin, high markup, but we got to translate that brand into who gives a fuck, and specifically who gives a fuck. What's the sort of lifestyle they're living? What type of job do they have or not have? What sort of lifestyle they're living? These are all lifestyle brands. When you buy those brands, it's like any fashion brands and any jewelry, even moderately priced, is still that. It's like, all right, there's like some fucking, you could go to a goddamn flea market in China or a number of other places and buy some junk trinkets for not much over scrap value, just junk. And they can stamp any brand name they want on it and make it even look pretty authentic. But a person that goes and buys a Rolex instead of a Rolex or something, it's a different type of thing. And the person who's they don't want the stainless steel Rolex, they need a fancy one with a custom dial and a lot of diamonds.
Looks familiar.
They need one that's solid gold and has a meteorite. Has a meteorite on the dial, a space rock, and then surrounded by big colorless diamonds. That's a different type of person, So who is? You might have dealt with some clients like that.
I have, once or twice.
That's a different type of person. So, what do you think about in terms of brand differentiation in the jewelry category originally, specifically? Like, I would start there. I'll leave it. What are your thoughts on this?
As far as what he wants to do?
Hold that thing. Yeah.
So what do you want to do exactly? What are you making, or how are you trying to differentiate yourself from everybody else?
Well, I've noticed that a lot of jewelry doesn't really have much of a brand to it that's coming in from like a smaller, start.
There's a reason for that, because it's expensive to make a brand.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. You want to put a name out there for yourself? Who are you?
Nobody.
That's the hardest part. Once you get over that hurdle, you got to offer something that nobody else does. Find a niche. Once you get that niche, and it's hard work. These guys will tell you. Nothing just happens overnight. I'm sure a lot of people here know it as well. If you love it, you have a chance, but you can't give up on that dream, you know? That's the bottom line.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. It sounds like it's too hard. You know, like it's like, yo, man, business is problem solving, right? And it's like, for example, you know, I needed a watch that I know I could break and not feel bad about. So I got the Apple Watch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not gonna break it, right? You know, or like, and then Apple solved that problem for me. Or like I needed a phone that I can do a bunch of social media shit on. Apple solved that problem. It's like, if you're not solving a problem, now you gotta figure out, it's gotta be like a different reason. And I'd rather you just start a business that was solving a problem, something that people actually fucking need. Not to say jewelry, that people don't need jewelry, but like it's different when you're doing it on this level, right? You got a big brand, you got fucking celebrities wearing the shit. It's like people fucking are saving up for his shit. Where yours, you got to convince them to want some shit they don't need, and that just sounds like hard. Where there's easier ways to make money.
There are easier ways to make money. I realize that, but it's in my trade.
No, all right, well then that's different. I mean, if you're married to it, that's different. I'd advise against it. It's like if you, or it's like, yo, if you do need a lot of money to do it and it's hard, maybe this ain't the first business you start though, right? Because, you know, let's say you get a lot of money to start it up. Let's say you get 100 grand or whatever. I don't know. I'm just making shit up, right? 500 grand, right? If you ain't never did a business before, like, why should you trust yourself with 500 grand, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you should like do something else, learn how to make money, learn business before you fucking put everything on your dream. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going nowhere, right? I don't know. That's just me. I don't know.
Is this a passion project or a business?
What I do is I make jewelry for a living, and I'm an apprentice, and this is what I can do as a side income right now. It's something that I want to build up, and it doesn't make sense to learn another thing when this is what I do.
That's true.
It's a waste of, well, not a waste of time, but it's less efficient.
How old are you?
22.
So at 22, if you were going to learn a different skill, when would be a good time in life to do that?
No, but
42?
Every business is two businesses, right? Like there's just delivery of the product or service, then there's the marketing and sales of the product or service, right? So you do have to learn that if you're gonna have your own business, unless you're just gonna like do this job forever, and that's cool. I mean, there's no shame in that. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to either learn this other half or team up with someone who already knows it, because like every business is two businesses.
Here's a different. What is a very highly skilled, a person that has 30 years experience in making custom jewelry? So we're not talking about, Jacob or somebody that's,
I was just gonna say Jacob.
That's fine, but that's one person. There's very few. Like a normal person, like a person who's not famous, but has 30 years experience and high level craftsmanship that you can give him a fucking the Audemars brick or something, and you trust him to put the diamonds in it. You trust him to do whatever, some custom shit. Okay, what is that person making in a year? Just a very, very talented person. Nobody knows his name. He's just a very talented jeweler.
It's funny. I actually had a guy that used to be a freelancer, and he used to be a diamond setter for Cartier. He did Cartier, he did Van Cleef, and he was making a salary. I believe he was making somewhere around $200,000 a year working for them. Then he got smart. He said, you know what? I have a talent. I've been doing this for a long time. I want to work for myself. I work on 47th Street. The name of my company is Watch My Diamonds. Okay, so I got lucky. I was introduced to him. I saw his work. The way he set diamonds was impeccable. I was like, oh, for sure, he worked with Cartier. I didn't even need to see anything. So a guy like that, he was banging out 1,000 stones in 3 days. So I was paying him $15 per stone. So it's $15,000 cash money. This is gonna be edited? No. Cash money, $15,000 in 3 days. So $30,000 a week he was making,
That's
basically.
5 times more than people in London get paid for each stone. They must be.
They make
nothing.
There's a reason. First of all, you got to find people that are actually going to be paying for these things. So I have the clients who who'll pay for that because they know the diamonds aren't going to go anywhere. You know, the last thing you want is to be embarrassed somewhere, you know, diamonds falling out all over the place. That's crap work, you know? So, yeah, people do it for 50 cents in China, you know what I mean? 25 cents, 10 cents a stone. But you get what you pay for, you know? Our company, what we do is I give a lifetime warranty on the diamonds. Any of the diamonds ever fall out, I replace it free of charge for a lifetime. What better guarantee could a client want after that?
So it's worth the extra $10.
Oh, it's worth every penny.
Yeah. Look, this is somebody that he's good enough to get. This is not a normal person, all right? Is what you said. So, all right, a talented jeweler got paid $5. This guy's getting paid 15. He's also sophisticated enough to get his gig at Cartier. He's also sophisticated enough to figure out some other. This is not a normal person.
Right.
This is still an outlier. So what is a normal person making? 80 grand maybe? I don't know the number. You know the number better than me. What's a normal person? Talented person? What's he making in a year?
30 years experience? Or just an average person who's been doing it for a few years in the industry today, he can make $1,500 net a week.
Yeah, 75 grand. So extraordinarily talented, a couple hundred grand. Other businesses where you could fucking do that. I'm not knocking your thing, dude. I like jewelry. I got a lot of it. I like jewelry. I'm gonna go get some more. I grew up poor. I'm supposed to have jewelry. I like jewelry. You know, you could go buy a goddamn fake Rolex somewhere outside here for a couple $100. You know, not only do I not want the couple $100 one, is you know I outgrew the other ones. I want expensive ones, but and I want other unique brands that are also fucking crazy expensive, even more expensive. So, you know, it's fine. And I know about diamonds. You know, you and I could talk diamonds quite well, I imagine. And, you know, I want everything to be, you know, he'd know this. I want everything to be triple excellent, you know, E-color, triple excellent, no fluorescence. I'm very fussy about the fluorescence. I want everything just right, you know. I want everything just right. Or, you know, or I don't even want it. What's the point of it then? I was making fun of a woman last week. She's got a fucking... She wearing a fucking 2-carat diamond ring, and I look at it, and I know diamonds, not like you do, but I know diamonds, you know. Right. And I look at the thing, I was like, yeah, it's 2 carats, and I said, well, why is it? She's trying to hide it, and she's trying to, I said, what's wrong with it? It's like, it's in the nightclub because I can't see it clearly. I'm like, what is it? Pea color, like the color of urine, like, yeah. So, which is a funny thing, but you would know that like a pea color diamond is oddly enough about the color of urine, you know. So I'm making fun of the diamond color. We're talking about the size, and she's telling me about her husband, whatever, and I'm undermining that in various ways. But she's no need to go into those specifics at the moment. But no, she's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I said, what's wrong? What are you ashamed of? And she's like, well, I'm a doctor and I work in a lab. So my husband bought me a lab diamond, and I laughed my ass off. And I was like, oh, so it's worth like 12 cents on the dollar what a natural stone would be worth. It's worth like 12 cents on the dollar what a natural stone. Cause I asked her, it's like, is it CZ? Is it moissanite? What is the issue? And she's like, lab diamond. I'm like, oh, it's worth 12 cents on the dollar. And I'm like, oh, so yeah. And then
This is a 90% discount I was telling you about. When you walk in, I try to sell it back, you get 90% off. Who's gonna want a lab diamond? I mean, there's a lot of people out there that want lab diamonds.
What's a 2-carat lab diamond worth?
How much I would pay for it? Or on the market? They have so many different brands out there. They're like, oh, we create the best diamonds. Keywords create, okay? I mean, maybe $200 a carat. So that's $400 right there.
And if it was a real stone, not even D color, but DE, real stone, triple excellent, no fluorescence, is like 30 something?
Give or take, yeah. Something that's worth the investment, 25 to 30. Any day of the week, you walk into a jewelry store, you'll get very close to what you paid for it.
So I way overestimated. 25, 30 for the real version, and hers is worth 400. So I way overestimated.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So any case, it's, I think of the jewelry stuff as like, look, if you're, what he does is, you're dealing with high-end clientele. You're dealing with, people that, they're not terribly difficult to deal with. It's higher-end people. They have money. They have a specific something they want, and he helps match up people that are, have, they've already won in life to a good extent. They ain't gonna be crazy wealthy, but the poor people still the poorest people he'd be dealing with are people like us. we feel like you guys are, they're already one in life, they're doing good. And I didn't say any names earlier, but I know you have a lot of celebrities come in there too that, you say names or don't say names, but there's a lot of celebrities coming in the store. That person wants a specific something. And when you can help somebody in a niche market and line up a specific something that when you take it somewhere else to, they know that it's real, they know that, another GIA expert's gonna say, yeah, this is what it is. Without seeing a certificate, they're gonna agree, yeah, this is what it is. Everything's real, everything's legit, impeccable quality, et cetera. That's a different situation than a lot of people are in.
I was going to say, the most important thing, is trust. At the end of the day, you want to trust the person that you're doing business with, no matter what business it is. You want to change a tire in the car, you go to a place, it looks okay, this place looks like it's legit, they change tires, I want to do business with you. In my business, it's all about trust. They come in, they expect the service, they expect every word that comes out of my mouth to be legit, and I'll always stand by it. And I believe that in any business you're in, you got to man up, make sure you're standing behind everything that's coming out of your mouth. That's it.
This video was brought to you by Moneyberg.com. I want you to go to Moneyberg.com right now to see where you can meet me live when I come to a city near you. I want you to be part of our audience. I want you to be part of our elite success programs. I want you to be part of the fun. Most importantly, I want you to ensure your success and your financial independence working with me while we travel around the world and help people live their dreams. Go to Moneyberg.com. Success is closer than you think. It's waiting for you there.